Big Bird's Animal Alphabet. Hi, everybody. It's me, Big Bird. Welcome to my animal alphabet. Before we begin, I'd like to tell you about a special sound. When you hear this sound, turn the page of your book. Want to hear it again? Ready? Turn to the first page of your book. That's the page with the picture of me standing on Sesame Street with the letters of the alphabet written on the street. Did you find it? Then let's begin. When I was a very young bird, I saw the letters A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z on the sidewalk. I thought they made one word. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. It's the most remarkable word I've ever seen. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. I wish I knew exactly what I mean. It starts out like an A word, as anyone can see, but somewhere in the middle it gets awful queer to me. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. If I ever find out just what this word can mean, I'll be the smartest bird the world has ever seen. Let's see, it might be kind of an elephant, or a funny kind of kazoo, or a strange exotic turtle that you never see in a zoo. It might be kind of a doggy, or a particular shade of blue, or maybe a pretty flower. Nah, not with a name like that. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. It's the most remarkable word I've ever seen. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. I wish I knew exactly what I mean. It starts out like an A word, as anyone can see, but somewhere in the middle, it gets awful queer to me. Abkadevki, Jekyllmanopquerstuvrixes. If I ever find out just what this word can mean, I'll be the smartest bird the world has ever seen. Then I discovered they were the letters of the alphabet. And I learned that when you put them together in different ways, they made words. So to help me remember the letters of the alphabet, I invited some of my animal friends whose names began with each letter to visit me on Sesame Street. A is the first letter of the alphabet, and my first little visitor was an ant. Ants are adorable, said Oscar, especially at picnics. B is the next letter of the alphabet. My next visitor was a good friend of the Count's. It was a bat. I'm especially fond of this letter because Big and Bird both start with the letter B. Do you know what letter comes after B? It's the letter C. So Cookie Monster brought along a friend whose name began with the letter C. It was a cow.
Me like cow,
said Cookie.
Cow make milk, and milk very good with cookies. Cookies also start with C. Me love cookies. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. Oh, cookie, 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 start with C. Oh, me love cookie. Yeah, me say, C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. C is for cookie, that's good enough for me. Oh, cookie, 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 start with C. Oh, me love cookie.
a dandy letter. Can you guess what the D animal was? You might have one of these for a pet. It was a dog. I'll bet you don't have one of the E animals around your house. An elephant.
Dog is nice, Big Bird. But me wish me had Cookie as big as elephant,
said Cookie. F is the first letter of all sorts of animal names. Fish, fox, frog. But the name of the animal that came to visit was the same word as the way it liked to travel. I'll give you a hint. This animal loves to fly. Do you know what it was? You're right. It was a fly. Now for the great letter G. I asked Oscar the Grouch if he would like to invite an animal that started with the letter G. You must be joking, he answered. Don't you think you've gone far enough with a fly, an elephant, a dog, a cow, a bat, and an ant? Oscar wasn't so happy when the gorilla showed up. The letter that comes after G is H. So Harry the horse came to join us. For the letter I, our visitor was a goat called an ibex. Well, goats like to lick tin cans. Can you guess what happened? Tell this ibex goat to stop licking my trash can, Oscar shouted. He is making me irate. And in case you didn't know, irate means very angry. If you can't beat 'em, you might as well join 'em, Oscar mumbled. Let me introduce you to an animal whose name begins with the letter J. It lives in a fish tank, and it looks like a big blob of jelly. That's why it's called a jellyfish. The jellyfish didn't look like any fish I had ever seen before.
It not look much like jelly either,
said Cookie Monster.
Me not like that on me peanut butter sandwich.
K is the next letter of the alphabet. The animal whose name started with the letter K was the kangaroo. The kangaroo has a long tail, and it hops when it runs. I wonder what it carries in that big pouch, I said.
Maybe cookies,
said Cookie Monster. Do you know what we found when we peeked? It was a baby kangaroo. Uh-oh. Then a big roar told us which animal's name began with the letter L. A lion. M is the next letter, said Oscar. M as in mud. And our M animal was a moose named Morris. Well, Morris was pretty big. Why couldn't you invite a mouse? Grumbled Oscar. We did have a very little animal for the letter N, a nightingale. Even Oscar couldn't complain about the nightingale's pretty song. O comes after N. Our animal friend, whose name started with the letter O, was an octopus. It had 8 long arms that could grab and hold on to things. Oscar starts with the letter O, so we thought maybe he'd like to say hello to the octopus. I'd like to say goodbye to the octopus, Turkey, but he's got his arms wrapped around my trash can. Perhaps I could do the letter P, said Oscar. Would you like to pat my pet? I thought this was pretty friendly until I discovered Oscar's pet was a porcupine. He's a little prickly, Oscar chuckled. Q is the first letter of the name of another small bird. I asked Cookie Monster if he knew what bird was coming.
Quacker,
he answered. Good guess, Cookie Monster. But ducks quack, and this isn't a duck. It's a quail. Our small furry R friend looked like a robber. It was a raccoon. For the animal whose name begins with the letter S, my friend Snuffy introduced Sydney the snake. A tea animal came to join us, a tiger. Isn't this a terrific way to learn the alphabet? I asked. It's truly terrible, Turkey, if you're interested in my opinion, said Oscar. The animal that came for the letter U was blue and furry and had a horn on its head. Hey, Cookie Monster, why are you wearing that horn? I asked.
Me unicorn.
Cookie answered. Unicorns are make-believe animals, I told him.
Horn make-believe too,
said Cookie.
It's made of candy. Cowabunga. Oh, horn delicious.
You can guess what happened to that horn. A vulture flew by for the letter V, and a whale swam in for W. Well, this whale sprayed water all over Oscar's trash can. You should have heard him wail. X is an excellent letter, but there aren't many animals whose names begin with the letter X. There's a crab called a ziphosaurin, but nobody knew where to find one. So we had my cousin Xavier come over with his xylophone. It's not easy for a bird to play a xylophone with its beak. Just 2 more letters were left. Y was next. And what better animal was there than the yak? And finally, the last letter of the alphabet, the letter Z. Along came a zebra. What do you think of my animal alphabet? I asked. I think you should take all of these animals from A to Z and send them back where they came from, said Oscar. But Oscar, I answered, I'm going to keep them all right here on Sesame Street and make something else that starts with the letter Z. A zoo. In my alphabet zoo, I'll have an ant, a bat, a cow, a dog, an elephant, a fly, a gorilla, a horse, an ibex, a jellyfish, a kangaroo, a lion, a moose, a nightingale, an octopus, a porcupine, a quail, a raccoon, a snake, a tiger, a unicorn, a vulture, a whale, Xavier the xylophone bird, a yak, and a zebra. I guess I should be glad there are only 26 letters in the alphabet, groaned Oscar. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Now I've said my ABCs. Aren't you awfully proud of me? Let the tape run to the end before you turn off the machine. Then you can turn it over and play it again whenever you want to.